Local, live, late breaking. This is WESH2 News at noon in high definition.
A teacher? Oh, that's ridiculous. That's scary. That's real scary.
Shock at an Osceola County school after a third-grade teacher and her boyfriend are busted for allegedly dealing drugs. Good afternoon, I'm Brooke Savage. It took an undercover operation to send Cheryl Hyman and Jack Lindsay to jail. WESH2's Ricky Klaus has more on how parents are reacting.
Drug dealing suspect and third-grade teacher Cheryl Heineman has worked here at Central Avenue Elementary School just this school year, but she's worked for the district for 25 years. Now she's been reassigned to a location where she won't be around children.
She's a third-grade teacher. That's very scary.
45-year-old Cheryl Heineman and her 20-year-old boyfriend Jack Lindsay are accused of selling drugs to undercover officers over the past few weeks.
I don't like it at all because in the school it's supposed to be safe, somewhere you can learn, and basically they're telling little kids, oh, when you need money, just go sell drugs.
St. Cloud police say Heineman dealt drugs to detectives 4 different times at a Publix, a GameStop, and a Tractor Supply store. Investigators say she had Xanax and acid for sale. She and her boyfriend were arrested yesterday. School administrators did not notify parents after learning of the arrest late in the day.
I'm upset that we even not being notified. We wasn't even notified yesterday, and today I haven't received any call.
The school district says a letter is going home with students today explaining the circumstances. Heineman is facing various drug charges. The school district says it will continue to pay her as long as she does her job, pending the outcome of the investigation. Reporting in Kissimmee, Ricky Klaus, WESH2 News.
Breaking news this noon, Florida Governor Rick Scott just announced plans to sue President Obama. Governor Scott says he's appalled that the Obama administration is withholding hospital funds because the state won't expand Medicaid. The state has been locked in a year-long battle with the feds over about $1 billion in hospital funds. The president wants Florida to expand Medicaid to more than 800,000 low-income people. Governor Scott is against it because he says the state would still have to pay $1.6 million to expand the program, even with the federal money. New at noon, a substitute nurse is accused of bringing guns onto a campus of a Polk County elementary school. Investigators say witnesses spotted a holster on a 59-year-old Marvin Sizemore yesterday at Garden Grove Elementary School and called for help. Deputies say they found 2 guns in Sizemore's vehicle. He was arrested and charged with possession of a firearm on school property. A man accused of murdering his own grandmother appeared in court today. Patrick Campbell pled not guilty to charges of first-degree murder, robbery, and grand theft. Police say he beat and stabbed Darlene Robertson in her New Smyrna Beach home in March and then stole her car. A day after the incident, he turned himself in to the FBI. His attorneys argue that he is mentally ill and are asking for a mental evaluation. A man injured in a shootout with Port Orange police has now been officially charged. Howard Button III is still recovering at Halifax Hospital in Daytona Beach. Investigators say he opened fire on an officer back in February, and they returned fire, critically injuring him. Button is charged with 5 counts of attempted murder and aggravated assault. A Florida mailman will go before a judge today after police say he landed a small helicopter outside the nation's capital. Doug Hughes, a postal employee from Ruskin near Tampa, will be in court today to face federal charges. The Tampa Bay Times interviewed Hughes well before yesterday's flight. The Times say Hughes told them his plan was to draw attention to campaign finance reform by delivering letters to members of Congress. The paper alerted the Secret Service and Capitol Police before he took flight. Hughes told the paper that he started planning the stunt 2.5 years ago, right after his son committed suicide by driving head-on into another car on the 408 in Orange County.
He learned a lesson. He told us that he felt like his son did something stupid, but he had made a point.
Hughes was interviewed by the Secret Service in 2013 after allegedly planning the same type of stunt. Late breaking, a semi-truck overturns and catches fire, halting traffic in South Florida. You can see firefighters working to put out the flames on the Sawgrass Expressway near Sunrise in Broward County. It's not clear what caused the accident or if there are any injuries. We'll continue to update this story as we learn more. A scare today for the country music band Lady Antebellum when their tour bus caught fire in Texas. It happened as the group was en route from Nashville to Dallas for the American Country Music Awards. Investigators say a tire caught fire near Garland and spread quickly. Everyone on board was able to get off safely. We're learning more about a deadly crash in Melbourne. Police say an SUV hit and killed a woman on Wickham Road just after 8 last night. The woman was crossing the street after leaving a nearby McDonald's. Police say the driver of the SUV tried to avoid the victim, but hit her while trying to swerve out of the way. No charges are expected to be filed because the woman was not in a crosswalk. A suspect is now behind bars for allegedly stabbing a security guard at a local flea market. 20-year-old Austin Flother turned himself in at the Daytona Beach Police Department last night. He's accused of trying to rob the Daytona Flea and Farmers Market during his escape. He's accused of stabbing a security guard who is trying to stop him from fleeing. Flother will face a judge today, but for now he is being held on a $160,000 bond. A man accused of recording a woman in a Dunkin' Donuts bathroom is now out on bond. Deputies arrested David Hamby in a voyeurism charges this week, months after they say he recorded a female employee with his cell phone. It happened at a store on Alafaya Trail. Investigators say the woman asked her co-workers for toilet paper, but it was Hamby who brought it to her, cell phone in hand. Hamby has admitted to recording the video. He claims it was a joke and he quickly deleted it. A local business has some damage after an SUV crashed into it. This red Jeep wound up going right into the Littlefield Furniture Store on Nova Road in Port Orange yesterday during a 3-car accident. The Jeep hit the aluminum siding. No one inside was hurt and there were no other damages to the property. State transportation leaders say they're halfway to funding the next phase of Sunrail. At a transportation meeting last night, representatives with the Florida Department of Transportation said they've raised 50% of the money needed for the Phase 2 expansion. That would extend the rail line from DeLand to DeBerry. Right now it's scheduled to open by the end of 2017. In the meantime, design work is still moving forward.
It's not an overly complicated project. It's 11 miles with one station, a lot of good right-of-way, and not a lot of grade crossings for grade crossings. So from an engineering side and a construction side, it's not that difficult. It's just a matter of getting that funding in place and moving forward with the project.
FDOT is now applying for a $35 million federal grant to get the rest of the funding. Right now, Universal Orlando Resorts are looking to hire for the busy summer tourist season. Lowe's Hotels and Resorts is looking for housekeepers, food and beverage personnel, recreation staff, plus engineers and security teams. Interviews are being held at the Portofino Bay Hotel until 5 tonight. Organizers ask you to register ahead of time online. Meanwhile, if you land a job at Universal or you are already work there, you're in for a raise. Starting hourly pay will go up from $9 to $9.50. That will go up next year to $10 an hour for your starting salary. It will apply to summer and permanent positions at the park. Universal is also looking to hire at an invitation-only job fair set for later this month. SeaWorld is back and bringing some familiar stars for a new show. We get a sneak peek before the event hits the water. Plus, how the theme park is trying to turn around its image in the wake of a growing controversy over its treatment of animals. Then,
get out.
Then officers risk their lives to save a family trapped in a burning home. Next on WESH2 News at noon.